Good afternoon, Explosion players and parents. Just a quick video talking about tomorrow's modifications to our defense so that we can try to shut down the powerful Hornets offense on Saturday. So we're going to go from running our standard or boom defense that we have been running up to this point to running what's called a 4-4 swarm defense. And the reason it's called a 4-4 is you have four defensive linemen down here and four linebackers plus four what are called defensive backs. So for the players on the field, one of the things that they're going to notice is that we now have two um, interior defensive linemen instead of just one nose tackle. So we're going to have one nose, one tackle, or two defensive tackles, and one of them is we're going to have play in the strong side or the wide side B gap. And we always let our gaps away from the center or away from the ball. A, B, C, D. And again, it's the same thing on the other side. This one's A, this one's B, this one's C, and this one's D. So on the strong side of the field, we're going to have one of our tackles play the strong B gap. The other tackle is going to play the weak A. And then what we have are two what are called defensive ends. And their job is to be right on the outside shoulder of this player. And this player is called the offensive tackle, and they're going to come straight up the field as deep as the ball, right on the shoulder of that tackle, and they're going to try to keep that speedy number 8 from getting outside of them, from running the ball way out into space like he was able to last game. So that'll be one of their jobs, is to chase that speedy number 8 down the line of scrimmage or in through the backfield to not allow him to turn upfield and run for big yards. So that's our defensive line. Now our linebackers will keep the same names. We've got the weak side linebacker. He's on the short side of the field in the middle. The strong side linebacker, and the strong side on a football field is where there's more space. Then we have the lion or the left outside linebacker, and the rhino, which is the right outside linebacker. In this week's defense, these guys have a really important job. They help the ends build a fence out here to try to keep speedy number 8 or their wingbacks from running the ball outside. If we can keep the Hornets running the ball in between the tackles in this area, I think we have a great chance. We just have to shut down those big plays that got way out here and ran downfield for yards and yards and yards. So these guys, these four, will work together on their sides of the field. So the Lion and the Sam will, for example, work over here on the strong side. The Lion's going to really help contain anybody or build a fence to keep the ball inside the field and get from getting to the outside. And then the Sam does the job that's called fill. So they'll come down here, and we'll talk to the kids about this on the field. But it's important that these two, Lion and Sam, and Rhino and Will, work together as a partnership. They support each other. They need each other out there on the field. So that's our linebacker's job. And then we've got our Joker and our Bandit and our two cornerbacks, which were the same as last week. But one of the things that we're going to need out of our Joker and our Bandit is to notice that one of the neat things that the Hornets did with their offense is they had this formation, this triangular formation of three guys to one side of the ball. That's called a bunch in football. And we're going to have the rules that whatever side that bunch is on, our Joker or our Bandit have to come down. They walk down to a yard off of the line of scrimmage, and their job is to, quote unquote, break the bunch. They stand at the line of scrimmage and they jam, they use their fists to jam into the chest of the front guy on the bunch, and they break the bunch. So their job will be to jam the bunch, and everybody else here is sort of lined up for the guys that they are responsible for. So we'll go over this in detail on the field, but just wanted to make everybody aware we're going to be running a new defensive front and secondary called the 4-4 swarm defense. Thanks.